Greetings to the Mad Gamer, and I am here. We're gonna be fishing today. I got other games that I play on here, but I put this one live. In case you guys like this fishing stuff, this is one of the best simulators I see. Give me 1 second, I have to check something out, make sure that we are A-OK and things are floating right along. I don't know if you know what I mean. Let me check my channel. I want to make sure that the stream is on properly. I got cut off there. We are back. We're gonna go fishing, and let me just go. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm going. Okay, let me go out here. This is just fishing. Me going out here. Maybe you'll learn something if you like this game. It's a great game for people that like fishing stuff. Let me. I'm gonna head out here to my game, and let's get started here. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go fishing over to. Hang on 1 second. Take a look here or something. Okay. All right. Let me set myself up here. All right. Here we go. Get back to the game. Here we go. I'm gonna go some bass fishing, and we're gonna go here to Texas. I can go to. I'm thinking about going over to Emerald Lakes and do some fishing for. Maybe I'll go there. See what we got there. I'm short on cash. Can't afford Emerald Lakes. So I'm gonna do a little bit of bass fishing, and then over here in Texas, and then maybe we'll swing over to Emerald Lakes. If you're on there and you want to chat, you're not gonna be able to chat with me because my computer, I can't get this window minimized so I can look at what's going on with the chat. And I don't have 2 computers on here, so I can't be looking at what's going on in the chat. So I'll jump back and forth once in a while, so you might see the game just kind of pause for a second. That's because I'll check out the chat and see what's going on. Let me take a look right now one more final time over there, see what's going on. Alright, so we're gonna go here, we're gonna go back to the fishing, and we're gonna go over to Texas. Okay, let's enter the game, and let's do a little bit of fishing. Alrighty, here we are. We are in Texas. And we're in a lake the size of a pond, basically. That's what it looks like. I'm going to start off over at the bridge, a little corner over here. Go. I'll go to private. Sometimes when you go there with other people, then you know you want to go fish in a good spot. You can't because somebody's there sitting in that corner. It's morning out here. It's like really early morning. It's about 5 o'clock. Oh man, came out of there. Yeah, I was trying to get it out of there. There we go. All right, here we are. Let me head over here. Got my spinnaker rod here, and we're gonna do a little bit fishing over here. Alright. I usually go out here by these liddies over here, and I just cast out there about a mile away. There you go. Way out there. It's about a mile away. So I try to keep my lure a little bit high, and my speed is, you know, a little bit. I don't like to keep it on the ground there, of course. Hang on. It's giving me a little problems because the computer, let me speed up my speed out here. The computer's, there you go, we got a bite. We got a bite. Let's see what we got. This might be a bass. It's pulling. It's coming in. Let's see what we got here. It's putting up a little bit of fight. Come on in here. Let's see. There he is. There we go. It's a whopper. Yeah, there we go. 14-inch bass. So you see, on this Texas lake, you can actually catch some stuff. You just got to have the right gear to catch some good stuff. Because a lot of you guys begin here on Fish Planet, but you run into a bit of a problem at the beginning because you don't have the right gear and you don't catch much of anything. Alright, it takes a while to catch fish. But once you get the right gear, you can go to just about anywhere and catch stuff. Now, there we go. I almost had him right there. I was going to go to Emerald Lakes and try to catch some of the pikes out there. We'll do some pike fishing out there. Alright. So maybe when we get a little bit of cash here, we'll head over to Emerald Lakes. Oh, don't want to do that. Break the fishing rod, and I've broken a couple already. Alright, there we go. Out there. Now, what I try to do when I'm fishing out here is I kind of switch back and forth. I don't cast to the same place all the time. And I try to cast different areas. I try to stay away from the leafy areas because that's where you're going to get stuck, lose your lure, and get damage to the rods. And in this game, you seem to get damage on anything. Alright, which doesn't impress me. I wish the makers of this game will stop adding so many different damages to everything. Alright, that's what we got here. We got anything? I lowered the speed a little bit coming in. Okay. We're not at the peak of fishing here. We're early morning. Peak is around, I believe it's around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Alright. So you see, I cast over here. Now what I do is I'm changing and I'm casting to this side. Alright, nice way out there. And believe it or not, I've actually caught a pike here in this Texas pond, lake, whatever you want to call it. I ended getting a pike over here one time. Hang on a second. Speed up my lure a little bit. I'll try a little bit more. I might end up changing lure. I haven't gotten no bites, just that one bass there I brought in. That's another one you gotta do with this game, is you should change lures once in a while, don't just stay in the same thing. I pretty much stay in the same spot. Oh, I got nothing here. Oh, there we go. There we go. There he comes. Let's see what we got here. And this will be another beauty. Yeah, there we go. Another bass, 13-inch and 4.36. There you go. 1.417 pounds. It's a keeper. Alright. So I'm going to try back on this side again. Now, you could go down the middle, but you don't get too much luck down the middle. It seems like the fish are mostly to the sides. Okay. Now, one thing I've noticed about Fishing Planet is these videos that you watch out here from different people, they say the guy, you had a video that came out about 4 months ago, and the guy tells you if you get fishing on this spot, you catch so and so fish. I think what Video Planet does is once they update their stuff, they know people know where the fish is at, and they move the fish around. So now you have to go looking for them again. So I'm telling you this, if you watch the video later on, a couple months from now, the fishes might not be there, there might be some other location. But for now, we're fishing side to side. Alright, let me get out there, and I'm going to bring this in. Alright, let's see if we get something else out here. It's 5:22 in the morning. Fish, this is Fish Planet's time. They're not actually on real time. Their time zooms. Okay. Let's see if we get anything here. I'm about to probably change the lure here because it's okay. But it's just for some reason I feel like we should change. Alright, nothing coming in. Now what I do is, okay, what was that? What I do is when you see me bringing in the lures, I'm basically, you know, speed up a little, let go, speed up a little, let go. And that's the way I bring in this lure. Let's go back to that side. Try it again. Got one little nibble there. see if anything else, and slow down the speed a little bit on my rod. There we go. Let's see if anything comes up. Still trying to see. We got about the right speed. You see that I'm slowing down and I'm moving. Some people like to do that jiggly stuff on there. I don't. Okay, we got another one. And we're bringing him in. Let's see what we got. Oh, he's a fighter. He's flying over the place. I don't want to lose him there. Alright. This guy is all over the place. Let's see what we got here. There it is. 200. That's it. We got 15 inches. 0.77. And almost 2 pounds. So this will make good dinner for someone tonight. Alright. So we've been doing good. Let me check my chat 1 second. See what's going on over there if you guys are out there, because I can't tell here. I can't tell from my ear. Okay. I'm gonna go back and let me go back into the game. Alright. Now this Fishing Planet is probably the best game I've seen for realistic fishing simulators. There's been a lot out there and a lot of people attempted to make some and it wasn't all that great. This one here is actually done. They've done a really good job with it. I'm not too happy with their tactics and how to make money off this game. I think it ruins the fun of the game. It actually deducts away from the game, and they've actually pissed me off to a point where there are times that I just leave it alone. I don't even play it for a while, you know. Yeah, this is another one. This could be a bass. It's not going to be a pike, just the way he's moving. That's a bass. Yeah, look at that. Flying fish. He's coming in. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Oh, it takes forever to get here. There we go. What we got? Yeah, another big one here. There we go. This is almost another 2 pound fish. It's 1.8 and it's about 14 inches. We'll keep this one. Keep the fish. Got to make some money. Got to buy some more rods. Got to buy more stuff. So hey, let's get it out there. I'm going back to that side a little bit. I'm not going to go up too far. Now you can come in here and you can use worms and you can use grasshoppers and different things to fish. You end up getting a lot of the smaller fish. But you'll occasionally get some big bass. Oh, I forgot that she's gonna be moving with us. There we go. I got another one here. Let's see what I got. Oh, got that one still on there. And this has an interesting way of moving. I believe. I don't know. Is this a bass? It's gotta be a bass. Yeah, it's gotta be a bass. There it is. Another one there. This is a 1.4, so it's a pound and a half. 13-inch bass. Yeah, got that one there. We'll check him out right there. Look at that. He's a beauty, isn't he? Huh? No gasoline wasted. No need to go to low restaurants. No kids in the back seat. All you gotta do is grab your computer and go fishing. There you go. Keep that one. And we're gonna go back out there again. Now, I believe I went a little bit, now, like I said, you can go down the center, and once in a while you get some hits there. But I try to go side to side, and if I don't see nothing from side to side, I'll hit the centers once in a while. And sometimes I go way out, sometimes I don't go too far. So, we'll see what else we get out here. We already got 8.5 pounds of fish, so we're okay. See what we get here. There we almost had him. Almost had him. Now, what I notice about this fishing simulator is usually when you get a bite and you are not able to get the fish, it gets a little harder to get the second bite. sometimes you gotta just reel in, cast back out. Now you see that I got a second bite there, but nothing. I wasn't able to tag the fish. Okay. Nothing there. You see that? That's it. I go. No, it's close. Now you'll have that once in a while, and it's where the fish has been following the lure, but didn't make a commitment to the lure, and you end up having to recast. So I'm gonna try a little bit here to this side, see what happens out there. I'm gonna go way out there. Maybe I can get that pike back. That pike, I actually caught him. I hit it as far as I came out there, and he came in and caught him. I caught him. That last fish you seen there coming out of the water, who knows? Maybe that was that pike. But there is pikes in this this lake or pond, whatever you want to call it. Okay. There you go. There you go. This here could be a pike because that's an odd way of moving there. Let's see. He's coming in. He's coming towards me. Yeah. He's in a rush to get to Starbucks or something. I don't know. Maybe it's a sale. No, it turns out to be a bass. There you go. There you go. There's another 1.5 pound, and this is another bass. Yep, 13 inches. Well, almost 14 inches. We'll keep that one there. And we'll try this side a little bit. I haven't changed my lure, so we're doing good. No need to change the lures, so as long as we're tagging fish, hey, let's bring on. Okay. There you go. Let's see what else we can bring out of this pond. Alright. You'll have the occasional downtime where just the fishes are not biting, they're not doing anything. Even if it's, when it gets to peak, you'll have that a little bit time that nothing's going on. There we go. Nothing yet. Yeah, fishing, I think fishing is great. If you like to relax and take it easy, fishing can be great. But not, if you're into fishing, a lot, let's say you like to go a lot fishing, but it could also be expensive, unless, you have some near water next to you and you can just, go to a location without having to spend a lot of money. But I know people that spend thousands of dollars to go fishing. They go on vacation almost every year, and they'll spend their 2 weeks on vacation on fishing. Let's just say they have a lot of problems with the wives. And the wives sometimes go. A lot of women like fishing too. Let's see what we got here. This is a bass, for sure. Yeah, that's got to be a bass. It's another bass. There you go. How you like this beauty here? There you go. 1.7 pounds, 14 inch, 14.5. So we're doing good. Right now we got about 11 pounds, almost 12 pounds of fish. I'm gonna take a look at my chat over there, see what's going on for a little bit. Let's take a look. Just want to look really fast. All right, got a couple people out there, and we're gonna go back to the game right now. Okay. All right. I hit this side. I've been hitting this side, been pretty good. Let me go more toward this side. Watch out for those lilies because you will get stuck. You will lose your lure and you'll cause damage to your fishing rod. And then you're going to have to get a lot of fish, to buy another fishing rod or spend some hard cold cash to buy a fishing rod on this game. Yeah, for you people that are new to this game, you actually can buy some stuff with real cash. Let's see what we got here. There, we got another. Oh, almost had him. Didn't have him. Okay. Let's see if he comes back. I'm too close. I'm gonna have to recast. Alright. I'm gonna try what I do is I try like about a couple more casts. If I don't catch anything with this lure, I'll end up changing the lure to something else. The sun's beginning to go up, so sometimes when the sun's coming up, the best thing to do is, keep an eye on the lures you have. If it's not working out early morning, then start changing the lure, because the shine from the sun will be different on the lure and may attract different fishes, or fish may actually become, more attracted to it. But then it could work the opposite, and you could end up not catching fish, so you have to go back to the lure you had. So that's one thing, is time, the temperature of the water, the way the lure looks underneath the water. All this is important when you're fishing. Now, I've done a lot of fishing in my life. I've been fishing I've done even commercial fishing. Let me see what we got here. He's right there. He's right there, right behind. We lost him. Go back out there. I'm gonna go a little bit towards the center here. What do we got here? This was a competition that I did not enter. I've actually ran a bit out of money to enter that competition, so I couldn't enter it. Some of these competitions you have here, or tournaments you have here on Fish Planet, I'm not agreeable with them. I don't agree with a lot of them. You have to get to a certain, you get certain levels, and sometimes you have to spend money on gears and stuff to get to that certain level, and then you believe that you're going to go back to the competition. You're going to be able to enter the competition. Now what happened is, since you moved up on your level, it says that you don't qualify for that competition, but then now you have the gear and you can't go fishing there. So I don't like the way they set up their competition. It's not fair for people that put a lot of time into this simulator, and they should be more open. And this is to have fun. The developer of this game has to understand they're out here to make money, but they also got to make the game fun. And when you start making the game a bit frustrating for people, people start moving to other things. All right, nothing there. That's like the third time the lure hasn't done really good, so I might be changing lure here. Like I say, stay away from these, from any water plants, because you're going to get your lure caught in the water plant and you're going to lose it. There we go. We got another one. He's in there. That's bass. It's got to be a bass. He's out there. He's pulling pretty good. Yeah, there he goes. That's a bass. There you go. There we go. There's another bass right there. This one is another almost 1.5 pounds, 13.5 inches. So we're doing good. We're now up to, excuse me, we're up to about 13 pounds of fish. Let me see, we're on this side. Let me try this side a little bit and see how it goes. Still got the same lure, still doing good. Now, some of you will go out here, use a lot of baits and different grasshoppers. There you go. No, we lost them. Sometimes it can work, and sometimes it doesn't work that great. If you know how to mess around with these lures, you'll have better luck with the lures, I think. What I like to go is, I would like to go to that New York Emerald Lakes, and you can see how many pikes I can pull out of that lake. And but I'll take a bit of money, and I'm doing okay here at this Texas one here. Now there's other places you can travel to if you qualify for those places, and all this thing about travel money and all this other stuff, you know. Let me see. There you go. Okay, that's the second time. Come out a little bit empty there. I'm in the middle now. And notice when the sun comes up a little bit here, the middle becomes a little bit more active. Now, we gotta keep in mind, this is a program. You know, developers did a good job with the program, and know, they made it really good. But still, it's got its problems. There you go. Oh, almost had him. Lost him there. Okay. Now, you notice that I'm not bringing full speed the lure in. It's more of a stop and go, stay in the middle. And that's the way to, we'll try one more, and we're probably going to be changing lure here. Okay. I'm way out there. And if you're joining me here, you haven't heard what I said before, I have caught pikes out here. There you go. This one. No, this has got to be a bass. It's not moving like a pike. There you go. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, he's coming in. Yeah, this is another bass. There he is. There you go. Another bass. This is a almost another pound and a half. And about 13 inches and a bit. So it's doing good. We are now up to 14 pounds of fish. And let me take one look over here to my chat. 1 second. Okay. Okay, we'll go back to fishing here. Oops. Alright. Alright, let me go to this side here. There it is. Now, fishing's got a lot of variables, you know, that you got to keep an eye. I know sometimes, you know, it has to do with the temperature of the water. Then it has to do time of day. It's a lot of different things, a lot of different reasons why you're catching or not catching fish, you know. And you can just think about people taking trips to go catch fish. You know, they'd say, well, let's go over there and over to Mikey's pond. You know, that's about 1,000 miles away in another state. And they planned this trip the whole 9 yards because maybe the year before they had a vacation. They caught themselves some fish, and then they go out there pretty much the same time, and they don't catch anything. There's just nothing out there. You know, and they may not realize temperatures might have changed, weather's different, temperature of the water's different, you know, so things could happen in the environments that, you know, that even though you're fishing the same way, using the same lures, using the same stuff, you're not catching no fish. There are times that just the opposite, you know, you go to a pond that you're not catching anything, and then you go back to the pond at a different time of the year, or things change weather-wise, environment, and you're catching fish. You know, that's the way it works. There's just a lot of variables when it comes to catching fish. You know, you kind of try to stay in the game by, you know, learning about the lures and when's the fish best time to catch a fish, temperature of water, and all kind of stuff. That's for people, you know, fishing out in these lakes and ponds. Because when you're going out to the ocean, now we're dealing with a whole different ball game. You know, dealing with depth, you're dealing with water temperature and all other kind of stuff, currents and all other stuff there. It's a whole different game there. So let me change lure. I'm gonna go and change my lure. See how much. What have we done? What's our damage? What's the? That's not it. I'm sorry. What's wrong with it? There you go. It's all been bass, and more bass. That's what I caught here. Let me check another lure here. Let's see what I got here. The spoon that I got here, I'm going to change it to that. This one works pretty good. This one has done pretty good on the pond here. This is a white and red spoon. It's done pretty good. We're going to try it here and see how that goes. Now, you see the line that I got is a 0.3 millimeters. It's done pretty good out here. Let's is a, I believe that line is a 8-pound test. Alright, let's go back and do some fishing on this pond. Let's see what else we can get here. Alright. Now I got my new spoon out there, my new lure, and we're going to try it out. See what it does. Now this one, this lure, I've had good luck with it. You know, as the day moves on, it's done pretty good. But like I say, you know, things change. Maybe still not the right temperature. You know, light's not reflecting off like it should. All right, let's see what we get here. So far, no luck on it. Now, like I said before, sometimes you go to a different lure, things don't work out, you have to end up going back to the other one. Looks like something there might have been following it. Let me go way out there. I'm almost on the other side of the pond there. Okay. Now, when you're fishing out here, try to keep your lure towards the middle of the water. Don't drag your lure on the surface or at the bottom of the pond, because you're not going to catch anything. You're going to have a hard time catching something. I'll try this lure about 2 more times. If it doesn't work out, I'll move on to something else. Now, like I was saying, Fishing Planet has different kind of competition you can enter. But the way they rig the competitions, and I say rig because it's almost like they're rigged. You know, you have to move to certain levels, and by you moving to certain levels, you may end up canceling yourself out of other competitions because you no longer qualify for those competitions. Then you actually end up getting gear that you could have used in those other competitions, or you could not. No, you know, you could afford now. You bought it, and now you cannot enter those other competitions. This is one thing that I don't agree with when it comes to the Fishing Planet. I don't agree much with that. I think you should be able to fish pretty much in all competitions, no matter what your level is. You know, and it should be a challenge to get gear. And also, some of these, you know, the amount of money you need to go to, you know, some of these places, you know, it's like you have to be out here playing this game maybe hours on end. You know, it's like there's no end to it. You have to make tons of money to go out to these places, unless there's people out there, I'm sure, who probably hacked the system already and found ways to get out, you know, to these locations with money, because some of these places look like 10,000 to go out there, and it's like ridiculous. And then you got the license, you know, that's another one there. You got the licensing fees and all this other stuff. So the game is it's good. The graphics are really good. Got something here. Let's see what we got here. This is on that new lure that I got. And let's see what I got here. It's in the bass. There it is. It's almost, it's a little bit more than a pound and a half, 14 inch. And so we're okay. I was about to drop this lure and change it. We'll try it a couple more times. Here it goes. There we go. Let's see if we can bring anything else out here. What's this lure? Now, I'm sorry I can't see your chat. The way they designed this game, it won't allow you to minimize it. You make it smaller, and when you do try to make the screen smaller, it has borders to it, and you still can't see the chat. And I think the developers of this game, they need to fix that, because you should be able to look at your game, make it smaller and see what the people are saying in the chat. It will actually help the game and to sell the game a little better. Alright, this lure, I'm not too happy with it, so I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to make a change on it and see what else I can bring out here. Okay, I'm going to bring out the spinning bait, see what it does. See how we do on that. Take a look at my chat room a little bit, see what's up there. Okay, I'm going to head back to the game. There we go. Let me look at one more thing here on the chat. Yeah, we're okay. Okay. There we go. Alright, go back to the fishing and let's see. Alright. We're gonna throw it out there. Let's see how it does. Okay, sometimes on these lures you gotta change the speed depending on what you got. If you got a spoon, if you're going spinning lures, bait, you gotta change the speed of what you're pulling him in. I just had a bite there and lost him. Okay, let me slow it down because I had it way too fast. Still slow it down a little bit more. Too slow. Okay. Now this spinning bait, this one has a lot of it, wants to move up all the time. Okay, nothing there. Take it out of the water. We'll go to the other side. See what we get on this side here. There we go. Now I noticed a lot of different people from different countries. Oh, lost connection. Let me get back in the game. Lost connection on the game. Server must have gone down or something. Let me try to get back on the game here. The good thing about this game, usually it puts you right back where you were at, so you don't lose out where you're fishing at. You wait till it loads again. Okay, we're right back. Let me check something out. Okay. Now what happened is I'm in a different spot now. I have to move over to the bridge that was it. Yeah, let me close this. Let me go back to the bridge. Now, here on this bridge, this is the area I like to fish, right around here. Now, you can fish on the other direction over here, but there's a lot of stuff in the water, and you'll get a lot of problems getting snagged in a lot of those water plants. And there are fishes in there, but you never know where you're gonna get a snag. So I'm better off going over here to where the water's it's got less plants. All right, so yeah, shoot it out there. Let's see what we get. Let me tell you, if you're a person that has a bit of problems, maybe things not going too good, whatever, and you need some time off, fishing is great. I think fishing is great for anybody that wants to get some relaxing time and just clear out their minds a little. I think that's why a lot of men like going fishing. And if you notice, a lot of married men like going fishing. I guess it gives them a little bit time off to themselves. Go out there either by themselves or a couple of their buddies and do some fishing. And a lot of women, they like fishing. And what I've seen is, and I'm a person, I've traveled to different parts of the world, and what I see is a lot of American women, people in the U.S., women in the U.S., and I mean pretty much people in the U.S. what I'm talking about. The women, they like to fish. They find fishing interesting, but other parts, other countries around the world, women do not find fishing interesting at all. And some people in other parts of the world just see fishing as more as something for business, not something for entertainment. There's a lot of coastal cities and villages in different parts of the world where fishing is only for somebody's making a business out of it, but it's not for people to use it more like entertainment or sports or anything. And a lot of those areas just are not fish. Now there are a lot of I've been to different parts, like I said, different parts of the world, and a lot of areas that have been pretty much fished out. I mean, you can take your fishing rod out there and be out there, use all type of baits, and you're not going to catch anything. It's pretty much been cleared out by the people doing the commercial fishing. So it's a little hard, but there are also other parts of the world where fishing, catch anything you want, you get tons of fish. But that's those are expensive places to go, and you gotta get your own boat out there and go to these areas, so way out in the middle of nowhere, and most people don't even visit. But that's where you find some fish. Let's see. We tried a couple times. We had a couple bites. We're gonna continue here with it, spinning bait and see what we get. Well, so far we're up to 18 pounds and a quarter in bass. That's the only thing I caught out here so far right now. It's been bass. Nothing else. Just bass. Let's see what we got. Got got light hits with this lure, so I'm gonna probably change the lure. So I'm not getting the kind of hits that I want. He had a couple of hits and he brought in a couple of fish, but it might be time to change the lure. Let me go over and change the lure to something else. And also the fishing period is kind of passing us by. And once I get down here somewhere, I'm just gonna probably move on forward time, and we'll start up maybe at around 5. But we'll try it a couple more times. We'll move over the lure to. Now, for you people that are new to this, want to learn stuff right here, that's very important. You're going to catch a lot of fish at this peak time when the temperature is a little bit higher. But these low temperatures, you have a harder time catching fish. Okay, so if you press T on your keyboard, you can move the time forward and go, ahead to these zones where you can catch fish. So that's something that's out there as an option. Get back here on the bridge. For some reason, I put me back here. Let me change this to something else. Let's see what I can get out here. I'm gonna try this yellow one. This spoon, this yellow one here. Casting spoon. This one, I've done okay with that one too. But I believe maybe I'll lift some of the other ones back. I'll use that one. Okay. I'm gonna go in. Here we go. Now this time of the day, it's right now, it's like 7:30 almost in the morning. So this should be start reflecting pretty good in the water. Yeah, I pretty much hit the middle. Let's see if there's anything out there in the middle. Not much here so far. Yeah, I mean, like I said, fishing is pretty much entertaining. One thing I don't like about fishing is cleaning up the mess. Because no matter what you do in fishing, you come home, you got to clean your rods and and all your fishing gear. Make sure it's all cleaned up, unless you want the smell of, bait and fish and everything in your home. And also, the gear is expensive. Cleaning it up, getting it, getting your, everything greased up and clean, and protects the gear. You know. And think about fishing. At least in the U.S., a lot of stuff is getting expensive to buy. Rods are getting really expensive, and the tackle and all this stuff is getting expensive. So it's good to protect your stuff. So far, I haven't had any luck with this lure. Also, the temperature of the water is coming down, so I'm not gonna get too much fish here. You know, Around this time, when you have the temperature of the water, if you just want to continue to fish and you don't want to, let's say you pay for one of these expensive trips and you want to continue to fish, what I do is I just change rods. I will go from the spinner, I'll go to the regular bait. All right. And just, depend on the old, red worm, maybe you could say. And this works out. The only problem you get here is you end up getting a lot of small fish. So sometimes when you have these dead zones, and if you don't want to change over to, let's say, go ahead in time, you're going to get some bites with the worms, the crickets, and different kind of baits. Right now I'm getting some bites, but let me see if it does something that I suspect may happen. Okay, there's some bites going on there now. Yeah, ringing a little bit. Oops. Slack it up a little bit. Let's see. Now there's a reason I'm doing this. I'm actually letting a lot of my line out. One thing I noticed about this game, at least a lot has happened here in this area, this pond. It's the fish, when you're this close to the dock and the fish bite, they take off like they have, turbocharge on their tails, and that's it. You lose the fish. So what I do is I give it enough string. Sometimes what you do here is you end up backing up somewhere back on this side and casting this way. Just try not to hit the water plants, and it helps out to hook them. Now I can see the fish from here. He's down there wandering around the worm that I got down there, but he still hasn't bitten into it. Let me see if he's going to take all that slack, go on that turbo charge, and you end up catching up. Now you see down there, you see that? I don't know if you can see the white. He's coming up to the worm. It looks like a bass. Let's see if he bites. There he goes. I hooked him. So we got. There you go. You're going to end up catching a lot of these guys, okay? And this one here, I'll keep is about a pound, a little bit over a pound. But that's what you catch when you go to lots of these worms and crickets over here at this Texas pond or lake, whatever you want to call it. End up catching a lot of those. I'm going to switch back my rod because, you end up being all day catching these smaller fish. And I'm going to switch back rods here. And I'm going to go to a spinning rod here. And I have still the same lure I had before. I got a call coming in. I have to wait a little bit. Get done with it here. out here. Call him back a little bit. Yeah, this lure is not doing too good. So I'm going to change the first one I had. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to move time forward. Because it's possible bass are not going to be biting now. Because it's cooled down. Okay, nothing there. Let me change the lure back. Let me see. As you can see, it's dropping off. The temperature's dropping off here. It's up in the 80s up here, 86, and towards the middle here will be like 73, and this is when you're gonna have problems catching fish. Okay, let me move to another lure. I'll try it one more time. I'll put back the original one I had. And if it doesn't work out too good, I'll move time forward, probably to about 5 in the evening, in the afternoon, and we'll see what comes out of that. I didn't know you could be at 2 places at one time. There you go. Hey, I don't know why it took me out of there. Yeah, these games, I think a lot of these, PC games, they all have their own glitches and stuff. So back out here. Let me see. I'll take this guy. Put him way out there, and see what we get. He's out there bouncing around. There you go. Oh, we almost had him. Lost him. And he's out there in the middle out there. No, he's not in the middle, but like I said, some of these lures, you gotta be careful with them, because the weight you may have to increase the speed or lower speed. There you go. This may be another bass. Yeah. There it is. There it is. There's another bass right there. There's a little bit more than 1.5 pounds, 14 inches and something, and we're doing good. We're now up to almost 21 pounds. And we try this side. We're going to go back on this side here and try the other side here. Alright. As I said before, I have caught pikes out here. The ones that I caught, they've not been the big ones like I've been able to catch over at the Emerald Lakes over there in New York. But I have caught one here. Okay, still in the middle here. So I got my lure back, and right away, this is the lure that I was using originally. And right away I got some hits on them. So keep that lure for a while. Let's see what happens. Alright, gonna go down the middle here. Now let me go back on this way and let me get him way out there. I'm almost on the other side of the pond here. Yeah, way out there. Let's see whose attention we can get out there. So far, nothing. Let me tell you, I fished a lot in the ocean, ocean fishing, sea fishing, what you might call it. I mean, I've done some fishing on lakes, and there's a lot of difference between them. I've actually caught fish on a lake just using a small hook and a paper napkin. No bait, no nothing. It's actually worked out. You know, so you can catch. You go out in the ocean and you try to catch a fish with a lot of this stuff. You catch fishes here on the lakes. Believe me, it doesn't work. You know, the fish in the ocean seem to be more smarter for something. They'll throw the stuff right back in your face. They, give me some real food. Forget all this plastic junk. You know, or steel lures and spoons. Now spoons do work out different parts, uh, out in the ocean and shallow water in different areas. You can have luck on them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to move the time here. It's just really lacking now. Now I can go to worms and crickets and all kind of baits and use my other rod, but it's a bit time consuming and you're not bringing in a lot of fish. And you're bringing up a lot of small fish is what you bring. So also a lot of miss. Yeah, I'm gonna move the time here a little bit. We're gonna go forward here. We're gonna go to move to let's see, go to around 5 o'clock. We'll start off there. All right, we're at 5 o'clock here. Let's see what we got out here. Should be better now. It should start improving as temperatures, waters start moving up. We should start getting something moving here. Yeah. So far, no bites. There we go. Yeah, we had a bite. And we missed the guy. Like I said, there's competitions in this tournaments you can enter. I've entered some of them, but you always, I ran into all kind of problems with these tournaments. Either you have the wrong gear, the wrong tackle, or you want to enter a tournament, but now you end up going to another level. Now you cannot enter that tournament once you figured out where the fishes were at. So it's been a hassle. I see the tournaments out here more of a hassle. I'm sure there are hackers out here that been able to get into these tournaments. They get money. They get all the tackle they want, anything they want, and they enjoy the game. There's people they hackled. They'll break into these games and they hack the games. And actually I play games where the game has been hacked, and I have more enjoyment playing the game than when it's been hacked than actually when the game was, how it was meant to play. Because sometimes the developers, they try to make the game either too realistic, or they put so much stuff on the game where you don't have fun with it. You just really don't have no fun with the game, you know. And you just get frustrated. And you say the heck with it. I think most people, they get these PC games to have fun. They're not getting a PC game to get frustrated with the thing, and just have a bad time with it. And this one here, what I find a lot of problems with this game is not the game itself too much. It's just all this thing about using actual money to get things from the game. You know, this game is free to download. Anybody can download it for free. But there are, the developers have actually used some innovative ways to make money. But I think they're taking some things a little bit too far, and they're beginning to spoil the fun of the game. Maybe they're better off just making two options on this game, selling the whole game right out to people that want to buy it, or, continue with some of the stuff that they have that you have to buy and so forth. Actually use whole, cold hard cash. Now, there are like the premium for this game. You can, it will cost you pretty much what regular game will cost. But it's only good for 1 year, which, I don't like that idea either. You know. I actually got premium in this game because I liked it, and it gives you a better score when you catch fish. But I sincerely don't think that I will be renewing that next year. Once this subscription ends. That's like Microsoft and their BS. All right, I'm gonna hit here. About buying certain software and paying a licensing fee for every year. This is just developers trying to squeeze a lot of money out of people, and I don't agree with that. What is this? This is a big one. Wow. It's almost a 2-pounder bass. 15 inches. A little bit over 15 inch. There you go. Fish is beginning to bite. Let me take a look here. Okay. Now, if you like the channel, there's a lot of games that I play here. Some of them I just have plain out fun with them, and I joke around. Some other games I take a bit serious. Subscribe. Subscribe. Don't just come out here, look at the game, enjoy the game, but don't subscribe. Subscribing helps. It helps with the game. It helps, improves the channel. So please subscribe to the game. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's always Patreon. I have that on there. You can help support the channel. What's this, guys? Hurry. Where are you going at? This will be another bass. There you go. This is a almost 2 pounds also. This is 14 inches and a half. And as you can see, the fish are beginning to bite. Now, for you new people, you don't want to spend money getting the premium. It just makes the game hard. I mean, it makes the game really hard, and you just get frustrated with it. But also, you gotta put a lot of time into this game. That's one thing I don't like, games that take up a lot of your time. They just want to keep you stuck in their games, and that's not that great. Because the reason you got to stay a lot of time in games is because you got to make a lot of, this, Bitten money, cyber money, you want to call it, which is nothing you can do. But actually, there are actual money you can put into this game. But you're not going to make that money back. Now, I believe this there we go. Oh, this one's a big one. Oh, there you go. So, Fish Planet. They have an actual tournament with some actual cold cash, but that's like 1 in a million. You can see who's going to win that. It's not. Anyway, if you're taking money for these kind of games, and you're trying to make this realistic, then I think on a weekly basis or on a daily basis, there should be a tournament. Some kind of a tournament, but it should be 100% hacker proof, and I don't think this game is hacker proof. So it should be 100% hacker proof, and you should be able to enter these tournaments at least once a week, and have different types of tournaments, and actually make some cold cash on some of these tournaments, and maybe even a daily tournament. But also don't make the tournaments impossible for people to enter tournaments, because that also takes away from the game. We had that fish and we lost him. There. Okay. I mean, this kind of game here, you can maybe even get real sponsors to come in here and even sponsor actual tournaments for, and all this kind of stuff. And this could actually become a good platform for both, the company and the the gamer to make some money, you know. And maybe other tournaments, people can actually use an entry fee, an actual, you know, money fee, actual cold money to enter tournaments, and whatever's in the pot, and whoever wins, that's the money they get. But then there's a lot of laws out there that might end up interfering with that. I'm not sure. I think that will depend on different states, but that's something that the developer of the game could look into. Now, another way of making some money on this is people making their own lures and maybe putting their own lures up for sale. And if the lure works, let them sell the lures to other people, and maybe they can make their own money too on that. There's different ideas. I don't run this thing, of course, and I could come up with a whole mess of ideas how to make money off of something like this and how to keep the gamer happy. But I'm not employed by this company. I'm gonna pull a little bit too faster. I hope I didn't get stuck in the weeds, because I'm gonna lose that lure. Okay, let me get out of here. Check something out really fast. Okay. That's what I find about these development companies when it comes to consumers or the players. They want the players to give input, and some games are actually improved by players, but the player does not get any awards and back from his inputs, him or her, they don't get awards back for it. So they'll sit there, telling the company how to improve their game and so on, and then the game makes improvements, and the game, the company could make tons of money, but the person who came up for the idea for the improvement gets zero in return. So sometimes it just not does not encourage you to contact the company and tell them this is where you can make improvement or ideas to make your game more profitable for your company and make the game more entertaining for your players. You know. As far as the graphics in this game, it's really up there. I mean, I will put this game up. If it's one between 1 and 10, I will put this game up to a 10. It's the graphics are fantastic. The fishes, they have a realistic way of moving. You pull them out of the water, the whole 9 yards. I mean, you actually can see the fishes through the water, moving around, going after the bait in some areas, and it's really interesting. Sound effects are soothing. They're pretty relaxing. There we go. We got somebody there coming in. Yes. The only thing that when it comes to the fishes, that I see that some fishes can be found in the same location. I mean, if you know this game and you played it long enough, you get an idea where the fishes are at. And I think the developers gotta make it a way, to change that a bit so people cannot just keep, especially when it comes to competition. You go to the same spot, you know what fish you're going to catch, you know if the catfish is there or not, because you caught them many times in the same spot. So this, it kind of takes away from the game. Now in reality, fishes can be territorial. Fishes can be in the same area depending on the type of fish. You know, you take parrotfish if you're living like in the Florida Keys or something like that, and the parrotfishes have a habit